All right, I have hit the go live button, so I should be live. Uh, but I know there's a delay, but everything seems to be working on my end. The sound is up. My voice sounds like this because these are the first words I have said out loud today. So there you go. Uh, and let's see what people are saying in chat. I know Dana got her own cuppa. Good job. Hope your cuppa is satisfying. Uh, Good. I'm glad you can hear me because the Dark One is not here to taunt me about it. Okay. This is how I found out about it. Literally in the chat. I didn't know it had been pulled or canceled. That's a little bit sad. I was very my volume is really low. Okay. Hold on. I can turn it up a little bit from there. Um okay. And I can probably turn something on my actual mic up. Hold on. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but I'm turning that switch. But yeah, I haven't been paying as much attention to that, so I'm not feeling it in my gut as much as say with this. But I was looking forward to it. I was curious as to like I don't know. When monsters are still alive, and I know they're still getting money from their stuff, it makes me feel a little. But I was curious about it. But yes, it apparently was just pulled. I googled it when I saw this message, and apparently like 2 hours ago, that's when people started finding out, according to the results on Google. The like 2 hours uh, ago, Sarah Michelle Gellar, uh, or 2 hours ago, people started posting about Sarah Michelle Gellar, posting it on Instagram, saying that she wanted people to hear it from her. And yeah, like I really liked. I have a poster of Buffy on my wall. Not actually, it's not a. I don't know how to explain it. It's Karen Hallian, who's an amazing artist, and she does these. She did this series, the She series, where it's like female characters from media. I always wanted her to do Wheel of Time. She never did, but I don't think she's read it or watched it. But I've got Wonder Woman, and then Moana, Leia, and Shirley, June from Handmaid's Tale, uh, Buffy, uh, Mulan, and one of the Schuyler sisters from from Hamilton on my wall. So yeah, nervously curious. See, that is a very unpopular opinion because Whedon needs to crawl into a hole. And you know what? I will give Joss Whedon uh, the credit for so far, unlike a lot of these other canceled people, he has not tried to do a comeback. And like a lot of them will do a comeback and then do like a right wing pivot because that's who will accept them after they've been canceled. And that's something I can say for Joss Whedon, is that he does not appear to have done that. So yeah, Xena, I know it will always shock people, but I never watched it. I never watched that one. uh I think I may have seen like 1 or 2 episodes, and or that or Hercules, or I think there were a few shows, and the tone of it just did not land with me. It was just so campy that I couldn't I couldn't get into it. I don't know. Um and then like even when I started hearing about the I think that's my like I watched it because people were talking about all the lesbian subtext, and I might have tried watching it then, and then I don't know, maybe I could get into it now, although it would be harder now. But at the time, I turned it on and was like, this isn't for me, and then just yeah, yeah. Um Sorry, I can't see what this. The Nevers was a recap of all Whedon memes. I think he is wrong at. I don't know what the Nevers is. So, huh? Yeah, I truly don't know. I find that kind of. I mean, you know, nowadays I don't think you would get this, but if it was that woke, um, I don't mean that you wouldn't get a woke show now, but what I mean is, like, you wouldn't have what's the dude's name? The guy who turned out to be like super conservative, and he was on those shows. He wouldn't be in a show like this because everybody would know his opinions. But you didn't have that so much back in the day where you had people like, because everybody has all of their opinions out there now, like all of their political views. Um, thank you, Sorbo or whatever. Like, he wouldn't be on a show that was super woke now. But if it was that woke, like at that time, you kind of could keep your opinions to yourself, which people can do now. They just don't. So, I don't know. Um, A Day in the Life was my favorite Xena app. Fish and frying pans have so many uses. Oh my god. Okay. Uh, oh gosh, I have something covering like a corner of my monitor, and I can't see the beginning of the. I can't move it right now. It's very irritating. The three adults in the room all look at you and they're like, "Wait, why?" Okay, I don't know. It could be. Um, but yes, I do know this about him. That's one thing I know about him. Uh, it's catching. Um, have I watched Pluribus with all the lesbian super text? Super text? Do you mean like not subtext? I was like, is there like an extra? Are there extras you can watch along? Sorry, I'm just waking up. My brain was like it's like on app on Prime where there's like X-ray. There's like you can click on it, it will give you extra information. My brain was like, are there like specifically lesbian features where if like you're a lesbian you get extra features? That's what my brain tried to do. I want that to exist. Extra features for lesbians. Yay. But yes, I have watched Pluribus. I really enjoyed Pluribus. Uh, so, uh, sorry. I'm just now trying to figure out what the extra features for lesbians would be. I don't know. Anyway, oh my god. Uh, oh my god. So, I want to see what this comment is, and I can't read the far right of it. It's not even subtext. Like, literally a trans person was on Xena and not made fun of in the 90s. Just straight up accepted for who they were. Yeah, there's some things weirdly that were people were more woke. I was actually talking about this with somebody very recently, because certain things become a topic of conversation, and when they become a topic of conversation, people get way more all up in their whatever about it. Whereas before it was a topic of like, if you can find interviews with trans people like from the 70s and 60s, like on talk shows where people are very accepting and very kind, people who would revile them now. They're using old-fashioned language that feels a little uncomfortable now, but that's the language. It's like watching movies or whatever where people talk about how I was in support of the colored people, and you now you kind of cringe, but that was the correct terminology. Like, you can watch interviews from before for it's so frustrating watching something that was just a thing in life become a a a, a topic of become a discourse thing. And it was like, no, that just existed. Like, it was not on the same thing because trans people are people and this was just a theory, but like critical race theory. Watching that become a thing that people were angry about as like But that's like an academic theory that is discussed at higher levels of education. Why are you getting so mad about something that is very esoteric that really only a tiny fraction of people talk about? Like, what the fuck? Why is that a thing? Ah! Like, that's what it feels like. And it's just, ugh. Yeah. Anyway. So, Barney Miller. I don't know Barney Miller, but okay. Um, yeah, I yes, sorry. I'm forgetting that I have to talk and not just think because I'm still a little sorry, I'm literally wiping sleep out of my eyes. Still a little groggy. Um but yesterday I was talking with one of my students about one of my favorite teachers in high school, who's Mr. Yancey. Mr. Yancey, I'm sure, birthed a whole bunch of left wing socialist communist people. I loved him so much, and I took like every course he took, I took it. Like every course he taught, I took it, and then I took another class in economics in high school, and after maybe being in her class for 2 weeks, she asked me if I'd ever taken one of Mr. Yancey's courses, and I said yes. And she goes, "Yeah, I can always tell you're all socialists." And I was like, "Oh, he's a good teacher." So I'm not woke yet. No, I'm not woke. These immigrants are taking my jobs. So I say, as an immigrant in South Korea. Also, incidentally, an immigrant from in Canada. I was not born in Canada, so you know. Anyway, yeah. I might have missed some part of this conversation, but a lot of it comes as political strategy, fear tactics. This is literally true. There is literally a guy who has a name. Obviously, all people have names, but there, like, you can find the guy who very specifically was like, I know what I can use to make all these right wing Republicans scared. There's something that a very tiny portion of people talk about called critical race theory, and we're gonna make that the biggest fucking thing for the next year. Like it's not organic. There is one fucking asshole who was like, I know what will make white people scared. And he turned it, he talked about critical race theory. And then when that sort of like petered out, he was like, DEI. Let's make it DEI. And he switched it. And now DEI is literally just, if somebody says DEI, in my brain, I hear the N word. Because in general, that's what they mean. They're like, oh, it's a DEI hire. They're literally just fucking saying the N word. It pisses me off so fucking much. Anyway, that's like, it's not organic. They are doing it on purpose. And now with the, don't mean to get into a political thing, but I listen to Behind the Bastards, and Jeffrey Epstein literally is part of the reason that everybody hates trans people right now. Because he funded it and funded people who made it part of the discourse. And it's just, like, the whole fucking right-wing MAGA movement is almost entirely built on the backs of fucking Epstein. It's ridiculous. Like, ugh. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that right now. This is supposed to be I'm not a political streamer. So, I'm just a girl with Wheel of Time posters and a cup of tea in my hand. That's what I am. So, but just, if you want, literally 4 episodes of Behind the Bastards, digging into Jeffrey Epstein, and not the stuff that you know about, but the stuff that people aren't talking about as much, which is that he literally is, a lot of the right-wing culture movement is built on him, and stuff. So just a chilled morning tea stream. That's exactly it. Sorry, I am unfiltered and uncensored. I apologize. Buffy canceled. Other light topics. Oh, I was gonna say something, but I can't say it yet because that episode of Babylon 5 of the Babylon Project hasn't dropped. Babylon Podcast, Jenny, I have words in my mouth. So, what would Janeway do? I don't know, man. What would Janeway do? I'd say she'd punch it. But Janeway is not so much of a puncher, but she is definitely a use force. So, anyway. Yes. Strange that people screaming all trans people are podiatrists turns out to actually be podiatrists. I don't want to get into this because this is supposed to be a light dream, or light stream, but I just really find the idea. Podiatrists are catching strays. poor podiatrists. Man, they just out here trying to take care of your feet. Oh my god. Janeway would drink coffee. Ivanova would, I don't know, man. She might lose it in a bar over it. Ivanova, god. I mean, we all know what you mean, but yes, podiatry. Janeway loves her coffee. This is one thing. Actually, when I was like, my thumbnail for this one is Janeway, and I'm assuming people can. Ivanova would boom. Yes, I'm assuming everybody understands it's just a hot morning beverage, but the nerd in me was like, but she's drinking coffee. I'm drinking tea. I don't know if I could use this image. That's incorrect. Even like when I was making the alt text for the photo for like Blue Sky or Twitter, I typed in Janeway on the bridge, and then I looked at the image like, no, that's not the bridge. I have to correct it. That's her ready room. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and it matters to me because it's Janeway drinking coffee in her ready room. It's not. She's not on the bridge. So anyway. Holy shit! Really? Pediatricians attacked due to their job being misunderstood. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. She does not like people messing around on the bridge. Although they don't really call it the bridge. I think they call it the CNC. No, you have to be accurate. She's drinking coffee in her ready room while reading off of a pad. So, but yeah. Anyway, when sorry, thinking of pediatricians just reminded me of this. When I had to get my COVID vaccine, there was a waiting list. You couldn't just like walk in and get one, right? So some friends of mine and I hacked the system. Basically, we set up an alert that would send you, anytime a clinic had like openings, it would send you an alert based on your geotag. Literally, like I'm not even joking. This was not like a government thing. A friend of mine made that site and made it in English for foreigners, because that was one of the things that, like, foreigners were taking such a long time to get vaccines because we couldn't follow all of the stuff. So we hacked the system, and the closest one near me was a pediatrician's office. So I got the alert. It was like, oh, I could walk there in like 10 minutes. So I clicked it, walked in, and I was just this like, how old? I'd be 5 years old. I was like a 45-year-old foreigner in a pediatrician's office, and everybody was staring at me like, what are you doing here? Like, I just want my shot. I just want my shot, please. But it was very, very awkward the entire time. Just like, anyway. I mean, I imagine that yes. Although I'm pretty sure she does have her coffee on the bridge sometimes. But I also imagine that her coffee is really strong. Would be weird. Like, it'd be so weird if Janeway takes her coffee with, like, lots of cream and sugar. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. I'm certain. Like, yeah, I'm certain that she takes it black. And it's, like, super strong. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. They don't have a bridge on a state because it's stationary. That makes sense. That's just it. I, as an immigrant, taking vaccines away from Korean children. Ask me. That's definitely it. Sorry. One of the weirder things that happened to me here in Korea it was a rainy day, and I was going to work. I had my umbrella, went into a bank, like an ATM machine, and like got out my money, and it was not, it was sprinkling. It wasn't raining, but it was supposed to rain later that day, so I was carrying my umbrella with me. And I forgot my umbrella as I left the ATM vestibule. I was walking to the subway, and the rain started to come harder, and I was like, oh, I had an umbrella. And I walked back to the ATM thing to get my umbrella. And as I was walking back, I saw a man coming out of the ATM vestibule, and he was holding my umbrella, which I knew was mine because it was a very unique umbrella. Like, it had a wooden handle, and the canopy, I guess, was like, it was stained, like a stained glass. It was very, very unique umbrella. It didn't look like your average umbrella. And so when he was coming out of the vestibule holding my umbrella, I just reached out, like without thinking. I just reached out and was like, give me my umbrella. I don't remember. I made some gesture, and he immediately recognized that was my umbrella. He's like, oh, obviously. But he probably was thinking, somebody left this here, I could just take it. Like, it's just an umbrella. Nobody really cares. And I wouldn't have cared if I'd gone back and it was gone. But anyway, I reached out, and he just sort of put the umbrella in my hand. And I took it. And as I'm walking away from him, I catch people staring at me. And it took me like a good minute to realize, holy shit. Anybody just watching what just happened is like, that foreigner just took an umbrella from an old man. Like, and it's raining. That's what just happened. They just watched a foreigner walk up to an old man in the rain and be like, give me that umbrella. And he did. Because I guess he was scared. Like, they just didn't understand what was happening. So, like, oh no. I just had to keep going because there's nothing I can do. I can't explain it to them. No, it's my umbrella. Actually, he's the thief. I'm not the thief. He's the thief. And like, anyway. Oh, God. So, but yes. Definitely black coffee. Okay, people agree with me on Janeway's coffee drinks. Yes. Hit the like button. Janeway likes strong coffee. There we go. The president right now is not as anti-immigrant as the previous president. The previous president, at one point, like again during COVID, for no reason, like it was just all foreigners had to get tested, which everybody should have been getting tested. But there was no, like, there was a point where I was not allowed to go to work because I was a foreigner, and foreigners had to get tested before they could go to work. It was like, you do understand it's a virus? Like, it's not, the virus isn't being like, oh, I'm going to skip Koreans and just attack the foreigners. It was such a weird, I don't know, it was so weird. Like, I don't get it. He was he's in jail. The previous president's in jail, and he's probably going to spend life in prison. Well, he actually has been, like, that was the sentence. He was up for death. Like, he was literally up for the death penalty for treason because of the coup that he tried to do. Oh, that rhymed. That was fun. The coup that he tried to do. But they didn't sentence him to death. They just sentenced him to life in prison. Oh, yeah, that coup, man. That was funny. I do not know what cooties is in Korean. I do not know. But yeah, that coup was hilarious. You know what was funny about it? I knew about it before most of my Korean friends because it was happening during the day in in America or Canada, and so I was sitting like. I probably could find it actually because it was a lot of the messages were on Discord, but I was just like playing around on my computer, and suddenly I was getting like DMs and my phone was buzzing, and everybody like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Am I okay? I'm fine." And they're like, yeah, they've just declared martial law in South Korea." I'm like, "What the fuck? No, they haven't. No, they haven't." I thought it was a joke. that somehow, I don't know. And then I looked at him like, oh, holy shit, they just declared martial law. So I called my closest friend here, Cho Young. I'm like, hey, so what's going on? She's like, what do you mean? It's like 11 o'clock at night. What do you mean what's going on? I'm like, turn on the news right now. She turned on, she's like, holy shit, Jenny. And then she hung up from me. I mean, she didn't say holy shit, Jenny, because she's Korean. But and then she called all of her friends. But like, it was so ridiculous. I think he thought that I will do this in the middle of the night and nobody will notice. That's not going to happen in the world with the internet. Like, everybody's going to find out. But also, it's fucking South Korea. Like, people are awake at all hours in South Korea. The politicians were there within like less than an hour and literally climbing over walls to get in to supersede his, like, there's one of my favorite videos, although it turns out that the military didn't have bullets in their guns, but one of my favorite videos is of a guy holding a gun, and what I think it's a reporter or it's a politician. She's literally trying to yank it looks like an AR-15, I don't know, but she's literally trying to yank a military weapon out of a guy's hand, and he looks fucking terrified, and she's yelling at him, aren't you ashamed, aren't you ashamed, in Korean. It's amazing. And she didn't know the guns didn't have bullets, so it makes it even more amazing. But I think that whoever sent the army in there also didn't agree with the president sending the army in there. So they're like, oh, you want us to send the army? Sure. You never said anything about making sure their guns had bullets. So they're just there with, I mean, you know, they're still clubs, I guess, if they don't have bullets. But she did not have a shakla. She was not shaking her shoe, but she was just yelling at him. It was amazing. So yeah, they really do. I'm hoping that they do. But you know, it was their job. It was just so, it was amazing. Just this little woman, like, literally, she's like the barrel of the gun. She's holding it and trying to yank it out of his hand. Just like, it was amazing. Oh my god. They're making a movie out of it, apparently. The Buffy show just got canceled. Maybe the movie will get canceled. But they're making a movie about it. I'm very curious as to the tone of what the movie's going to be like, because to me, that coup attempt, it was not an actual coup, didn't actually work, but was so farcical that I could see it almost as a comedy. But obviously, like, I'm a foreigner, right? I'm not a native Korean, so for Koreans, that's another reason why I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Most Koreans alive today lived through, like, if you're my age, so probably not most Koreans, but like if you're my age and you're Korean, you were alive during the Democratic Revolution of like the 80s. You were probably protesting and like fight. Like, you might know people who died in the uprising. Oh, what's the city begins with a G? But like, people in Korea fucking fought and died for democracy because they were a dictatorship in the lifetime of people who are here right now. So the idea that they would just roll over and be like, well, he's doing a military coup, it's fine. Like, no, people died last time for it. They're gonna die again. Like, they weren't gonna let it slide. So while I think the coup attempt was really farcical, for Koreans, I think I get that being like a very sensitive, like, fuck you. Like, he was literally up for, you know, he could have been hung because they were really mad at it. So anyway, yeah. So okay. I mean, they probably would have had bullets in the US. Yes, they did not have bullets here. Um, Hello! Welcome to the revolution. We're just talking about Korean politics, which I know very little about, although I like the president they have now better than the last one. Although he hasn't changed the rules for my visa. Because the last dude changed the rules for my visa, and it's been a pain in the ass ever since. But I get it's not a priority for him, so why would he? But they changed the rules for for the visa so that the most important thing right now on your visa is how much money you make. So foreigners in Korea who are making a lot of money here can, like, it's much easier for you to get your visa. Which, I work with children with learning disabilities. That's not, I don't make a ton of money, so it's like very difficult for me to get my visa each year. It's so stupid. I also, it doesn't make any sense because he was very anti-immigrant. So the idea that he wanted foreigners in Korea taking money from, like, it doesn't make any sense really. But whatever. It's a stupid rule. Before that, I got credit for getting a scholarship here. I got credit for having studied here, and you got credit, like, you got more points the longer you'd lived in Korea, because it's a point system. It's like the Canadian system. There's a point system, and so the longer you'd lived in Korea, the more points you got. And now I still get credit for having studied here. I don't get credit for the scholarship, and you don't get credit for how long you've lived in Korea. In fact, you lose points because you lose points as you get older. So I'm getting less and less points as I live here. It's stupid. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, yes. Why would you? I know nothing. I know very little about Vietnamese politics or whatever because I do not live there. So yeah. If you follow me for a week, you'll start getting Korean news and ads. Is that true, or are you joking? That's weird. So, I know! This is making me so... Sorry. YouTube, because I'm getting so frustrated with it. YouTube keeps showing me, like, oh, a sneak peek, look at this scene, blah, 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 in the algorithm. And I want to watch it so bad, but I don't want to watch it because I'm going to watch the movie because I love that book. I love that book so fucking much. And I've read it like that. It's a little silly, but like literally over the summer, I read that book maybe 3 times. I just loved it. Like, I would read it while walking around, and then I'd finish it and be like, oh, I should start another. No, I just want to read that one again. It is, but it's very, very difficult, and I don't know that I would want to. I'm not fluent enough in Korean to do it. First of all, like I study my ass off for the test, but I never. I can't ace it. My brain is just old and decrepit now. But but yeah, it's a very difficult process. Korea is, like I said, it's the 80s that Korea became a democracy, like late 80s, and most Koreans didn't even leave the country before then. I still am occasionally the very first foreigner people have ever met. I'm saying all this, like, immigration into Korea is very new. And they've changed this. So I'm going to say something and it's going to sound real bad, but it is something that is literally, it's changed. Up until maybe 10 or 15 years ago, one of the things that was taught in Korean schools that they were very proud of was that Korea was a country with one blood. And like, as if, everybody in this country is Korean. We all have one blood, and anybody outside of us is not part of our one blood. They don't teach that anymore, thank God, because that's a very racist philosophy. And I guess I don't know how they figured, but whatever. So at some point they were like, oh, we can't teach that. That's insane. But the fact that that was a taught thing, means that is a thought process that a lot of the older generation were raised with, and just lets you know how how it's the process for becoming a Korean citizen exists. It is not something that their system is built for. It's just very, very difficult. The audiobook is so good. It's so good for Project Hail Mary. It's one of the better audiobooks I've it's so good. To the point I'm a little nervous about the movie because I know the movie isn't going to sound like the audiobook. I don't know how that's going to work for me, to be honest, but it's so good. No, it wasn't. The Korean War happened, and then like it was a America wasn't mad at it because it was a guy who was like, he was not communist, let's just say. He was not a communist, but he was a right-wing fascist who was a dictator, but he was pro-America. So America was like, fine, we don't care if you have a fucking dictator who murders you, whatever. Like, it's as long as you're not a communist. So yeah, a lot of Americans think, we liberated Korea and then we saved them. Nope, nope, nope. America kind of installed a dictator in Korea that was here for a while. So yeah. So I don't know that that's true. There, that Japan has indigenous people, but Korea, I've not heard about indigenous peoples in South Korea. Japan has the Aina people, who were indigenous there, and I believe actually most like who were indigenous there before the Japanese population was there, and the Japanese population almost certainly were Koreans who left from Korea there. But I don't know about the Ainu. Thank you, Ainu. But I've not heard of any Ainu in uh, in South Korea or other indigenous peoples in South Korea. So yeah, my favorite clone. Oh, see, if you'd asked me before I watched the season finale, so this is um uh uh you know spoilers for a show that's been out for a very long time, but it would have been Allison. Just like I mean, okay, for two different reasons. Kasima seems like the one that I would be friends with the most, aside from being like, she's obviously lesbian and whatever, but she just also seems like she's nerdy, she seems fun, she seems chill, I like her. But I don't know of. Anyway, sorry. My brain is in two different spots. But then Allison was so quirky and fun, and I really liked Allison. And then I mean, she didn't turn psychotic, but she did something psychotic in the season finale that was just like, which I mean, she did hit Donnie in the face with a golf club and then burn his chest with glue. So it's not like it came out of nowhere. She's that woman is unstable. She's unstable. She just like, all she had to do was push the button. And like, it's not like Ainsley was moving. She was leaving. And Allison thought that Ainsley was her monitor, so she's like, she's leaving. She's gonna be gone. She could have but she just had to push a button. And she did it. And she just so I don't know how I feel about Allison right now. I'm very disturbed. Like, I was so happy that her and Felix were becoming friends, and now I'm like, Felix, run! Do not be friends with that woman. Do not be friends with her. She's going to peel your skin off. I don't know what to do. So, yeah, it was very. Let the bodies hit the floor. That's pretty much what was going on. Okay, I'm gonna look this up because I literally have never heard of this. Indigenous people from South Korea, like, who are not Korean. So I'm Googling it right now. Indigenous people. I've spelled that wrong, but whatever. In South Korea. Okay, the closest I'm getting is from Jeju, but Jeju is not a different like ethnic group. It's they have a different dialect of Korean, like it, but it's not like a different language. It's like if you go to this is such a Canadian example, but if you go to Newfoundland, right? They're speaking English, but if you aren't from Newfoundland, you won't understand it. But it is English. That's what Jeju dialect is like. It's not another language. They're Korean people who just lived on an island, and their dialect changed a lot. And quite sadly, the dialect it's happening all over the world now with television and the internet. But dialects are slightly disappearing. Because everybody watches this, but I'm not seeing anything about other indigenous peoples in South Korea. So I think what you might have heard about is Jeju, and like Jeju does have, because they are an island, their culture is somewhat distinct from South Korea, like from mainland Korea. But it's very clear that the people in Jeju came from Korea. Like they weren't there first and then Koreans came to Korea. Like the people in Jeju are Korean people who went to Jeju from Korea, and then their culture developed from there. So she did kind of make him into a living scrapbook. She will organize all of your drug paraphernalia is over there, and all of your other paraphernalia are also yes. Oh my god. Switching to a B5 question. Are we planning on doing Crusade after the movies and B5 proper? I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. Like it's one of those, I haven't even decided when we're going to do the movies yet. When I say it like I'm in charge, but the reason I haven't is I kind of want to do it collectively as we get to that point, because like the movies for like you can't really watch any of them until season 4, and we're almost finished season 2 now. But yeah, I think after season 4. So I was gonna ask them what they want, and I think I'm not sure, because part of me, like, I know that there's like some people who like the idea of doing everything and then letting the finale, spoilers for Babylon 5, but letting the finale actually be the end of the story, and I get that, but I don't think I would want to do that for a first watch through, because I think then if you do it that way, then the finale kind of loses some of its oomph, if that makes any sense. So I don't want to do that. But if you do that, like, yeah, you would have to put Crusade and all the movies and stuff before that, and I don't like that idea. So I don't know. The one that I'm thinking of moving earlier, but again, I don't want to make that decision by myself, is In the Beginning. I've watched Crusade. Crusade is, it's not bad, actually. Like, and you can definitely see the potential in it. It's not bad, but it's not as good as Babylon 5. Like, it just isn't. And it's especially because I know behind the scenes stuff. It's very 90s, and right, and like it has so much potential. There's a lot of potential in there, but I'm going to tell you some behind the scenes stuff from that show just now. So it was severely, like, aggressively sabotaged by the network, because the network had agreed to buy it, thinking that it was, I think, what was the network? UPN? I don't know. I can't remember. But whatever the network it was, thought that they could buy a Babylon 5 property and it would bring nerds into their channel, so they would, and the nerds would like stay for Babylon 5 and then watch other things. So they would double their audience, right? They had like their, whatever network it was also a very sports heavy network. ISN. But it was a very sports heavy network, right? So they thought, oh, we'll have like the sports people will watch Babylon 5, and then the Babylon 5 people will watch the sports. And it wasn't like streaming where, okay, if people subscribe just for one channel, or one show, you've got their money, so you don't care. It was they will watch everything. So we've doubled the eyes on our advertisers. But that's not what happened. What happened was the sports people stopped watching when Babylon 5 was on, and the nerds only watched when Babylon 5 was on. So they were not doubling their audience. They were just changing their audience for that 1 hour of television. So they wanted it gone. But they couldn't just cancel it because they had a contract. So the only way they could cancel it is if they could prove that JMS was not delivering the product that they wanted. So they started giving him ridiculous notes, like the most insane notes. And he gave some examples in his autobiography, but one of the biggest notes they gave him, and the one that made him go, oh, that's okay, I'm waiting for the show to get canceled now, was they wanted the hero of the show, the captain of the show, to intentionally set up one of his female subordinates to be SA'd by someone so that he could catch that person SAing her in the act and blackmail him. So it was like it was not like a you could, no, I wouldn't like that with anybody, but it wasn't like they wanted, there are characters on the show that are morally dubious to do that. No, they wanted the hero, the person you're supposed to like, to intentionally and without her consent put his female subordinate in a position so that she would be violated, so that he could blackmail the violator. And JMS sat there and went, all right, we're getting canceled because I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to do that at all. And it was later on that he realized that they were giving him more and more ridiculous notes so that he would have to refuse, so that they could cancel the show because he was being a difficult, like, he was refusing their input or whatever. So yeah, it was bad. It was very, very bad. Well, they kind of did. They kind of pulled it over on him because they got the show canceled. Like, that's, yeah. Like, he didn't take off. They can't. But that was that. But he knew. Like, that was, so that's, and you can sort of see it when you're watching Crusade, which I've only watched, I think, twice. But there's a little push and pull in the story that you like, oh, why didn't, like, the characters seem to be vacillating a lot, and that's why. He was trying to abide by the notes, and then the notes just weren't making sense and they were contradicting each other. Look, it's soon we can inform them of the reasons of why, but not yet. Yeah, you know not to be like all, oh, back in my day, because this isn't even my day. This is not my day, but like, remember back in like ancient times when like rich people just were like, hey, I've got money and I like art. Here, have money, make art. And it was just a thing that people did. Now, rich people are like, I have money. Let me make an AI machine that I can shove up everybody's ass. And like, they can, did you see, sorry, I'm not going to be political. Fuck. Did you see the interview with whatever, I think it's a dude from Palantir, who was like, yes, AI is going to somehow, I can't remember the quote, but it's literally, like, I won't be able to quote it exactly. However, it's literally it's gonna sound like I'm saying the worst part exaggerated, and it's not exaggerated. He said somehow AI is gonna take votes away from educated women. Like, AI is going to result in educated women being able to vote less. And that, like, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something to that effect. That's what rich people are doing with their money now. They're not like, I like art, have money, make me an art, please. They're like, I like art, let's fuck with democracy, please. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? no, it was votes. He literally said AI is going to take votes away from educated women. It's I don't understand how we live in this world right now. It's so insane. Anyway, sorry, just scrolling back up because I want a lighthearted topic. We've watched that one, yeah. Yeah. You'll see their reaction to it. It was I cried when watching that one. And Jen has a very personal story that she tells in the podcast about Confessions and Lamentations, because that episode hits so different after COVID. Like, I remember thinking that there were things in that episode that felt unrealistic that don't feel unrealistic anymore because of COVID. Yeah, it's the Markab one. So patronage. At least now we have Patreon. That is this world's version of Patreon or patronage. Because right now the people who should be patrons are just fucking assholes. So yes, his AI will disrupt humanity's trained, largely democratic voters and make their economic power less. No, okay, the quote I said did not just say disrupt humanity trained, largely democratic voters. It specifically said highly educated women. It was not like I'm not quoting that. This was it, yeah. Boosting working class, often male voters was definitely part of it. But he definitely said something about reducing the votes of women. And it doesn't surprise me, because Peter Thiel literally has said something about how the whatever amendment it is in the US that gave women the vote is like when society started to go bad. It's just, oh hey, welcome. I swear this is not a political podcast. So I'm not political. Anyway, so anyway, I'm scrolling back up to find lighthearted things to talk about. There was a pitch meeting where an exec said to JMS, "This isn't sci-fi." JMS said, "What do you mean this? What do you think is sci-fi?" And he replied, "Mighty Morphin Power Rangers." JMS had to be literally physically restrained. Oh God, yeah, I'm not surprised. So, oh my God. I keep getting those in my algorithm too, and I don't know what the hell. They're not even all people who have passed. Like, there's some that are actors are still fully alive, and it's like, hey, look at an AI rendering of the old version of Michael J. Fox with the young version of Michael J. Fox. Like, I've never clicked on one of these videos once. Like, go away. Go away. Stop it. Stop showing me these things. So, anyway. We started off with Buffy and we've ended up here. What is your favorite food? My favorite food is something I haven't been able to have for a long time. Actually, I could probably order something and make it, but I haven't cooked in a bit. But it's tom kha kai soup, which is a Thai food. So yeah. Dana's desperately trying to change the topic here. So grandma's crab gumbo. The reason I can't get the Thai soup is because it's Thai food is popular here, but Koreans have a very specific what is it, tom yum goong, I think that's what they like. So that's always available, but my stuff and I went to, sorry, my hand tracking over exaggerates my hand movements, but I went to a Thai restaurant with some friends here, and I ordered the green curry, and the manager or something came out and looked at the table and went, "You," like, he pointed at me and went, "You ordered the green curry, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I can always tell. Foreigners love green curry." but Koreans generally don't touch it. Like Koreans, I don't know why, they just don't like it. So all that to say, the Thai food is very popular here, but Korean people like different things in Thai food than I do, so I can't really get it very often. It used to be available at my favorite Thai restaurant in Itaewon, which is like the foreigner neighborhood. But I haven't been to Itaewon in a minute, like probably over a year. Wow. Oh yeah, it's been a while. So maybe I should go. Gosh, I haven't been there in ages. But the neighborhood is sadly dying because it got hit really bad during COVID. Not because of foreigners, even though it's a foreigner ghetto, but it was an outbreak that started because of a Korean who was tested positive and then went out anyway and infected hundreds of people. And it became a thing that foreigners were afraid to go to Itaewon because everybody would blame you if anybody got COVID if you had been to Itaewon. Like that, it was a thing. I hadn't been to COVID or been to Itaewon, but I would get asked it on a regular basis. Have you been to Itaewon recently? Like, no. Have you been to Itaewon? No, because I'm a foreigner, you assume. And also, nobody there has COVID now. That was a outbreak that happened, but it's, every country does that, where you scapegoat people. And then after that, the Halloween tragedy happened in Itaewon. And since then, it's just like a sad place to go. Also, I mean, probably the biggest thing, as far as the neighborhood, is the military base moved. So that was one of the reasons that kept that neighborhood being very foreigner friendly. But the military base moved, and so there weren't as many foreigners. But even like people just going to Itaewon, it's now more sad than not. I mean, I'm using the term foreigner ghetto. It's not a ghetto. It's just a foreigner neighborhood. But it's just, yeah. Anyway, it's just really, really sad. Oh yeah, I've seen those videos. It can't count past a certain point. It just can't. AI is not what people think it is. It is very, very stupid. So, um, lobster is just a giant shrimp. I'm not a fan of seafood at all. I don't really like seafood, so I tend to not eat it. And that's another thing in Korea that became interesting because they have a different word for different. Seafood is a huge part of Korean culture, Korean food culture. So I learned how to say quite quickly, I don't like, and I thought I was saying I don't like seafood. So I was telling people that, and I went to a friend of mine, her mom's restaurant, and she told her mom, oh, Jenny doesn't like seafood, so make her something else. And they made me a soup that had like octopus and clams and like it was just full of seafood, but no fish. It had everything but fish in it. And it took me ages to figure out how that I had to eat it. It was disgusting. Oh, it was so gross. Everything was so bleh. I mean, I'm sure some people love it, but it was gross for me. And but I had to eat it because they made it special for me. And I found out later, though, that Korea has different words for different types of seafood. And there is one umbrella term, but that was not the term that I had used. So I've learned it now, which is haemul. I can't remember actually now, but I don't worry about it now because everybody just knows I don't like. But yes, one of my students said this once. It was a boy in Canada. I don't wear it now, but I had a necklace that had like a little rainbow flag. Actually, it was not a rainbow flag. It was just like a rectangle pendant that if you looked at it really closely, you could see that it had like the rainbow colors on it. And he, little kids sometimes they'll sit on your lap, and he looked at it and he said, why do you wear this necklace all the time? Because it's got this rainbow on it. But I can't remember the words he said. But anyway, I told him what it meant. Like, not that it was a pride flag, but I said something about it. This is a necklace that talks about how wonderful it is that everybody is different in the world. And he looked at me, it was like 5-year-old brain processing it, and he went, yeah, because teacher, you don't like shrimp. And I was like, what? He goes, you don't like shrimp. and I like shrimp. And that's good that you don't like shrimp, because then I can eat the shrimp. It's like, yes, you have understood diversity, child, because you can eat the shrimp and I can't eat the shrimp. So, anyway, it's just funny. Kids are sweet. I like kids. I had another student, as this one was in South Korea. It was one of the more genius moments of, why can't adults be as logical as children? This was he was 11 at the time. Gosh, he's probably an adult now. Holy shit. But he was 11 years old at the time, and he spoke English really, really well. And so his mom had decided what we would do is we would watch the news together and discuss the news. And it was, we would use, I don't know if it exists anymore. I can't remember what it was. CNN had like a news for kids segment that I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was always like a 10-minute summary of the news. And this episode that we watched on that day was about gay marriage. Like, or there was a segment in it about gay marriage. And I remember sitting there going, oh shit. He's 11, he's a child, and I don't know his, I was private tutor, right? So I don't know his parents' political views. So I can't, I don't, that's just, it's just on the news. I did not pick this topic. I don't know what to do. So he paused it at a certain point, or we would pause for vocabulary words, and he paused it at a certain point on the screen, and on the screen was like a map of states where gay marriage was legal and states where it wasn't. So this is obviously before it was legalized in all of America. And we went over the vocabulary, and then he waited, because what generally would happen was we would go over the vocabulary and I would ask him a question about the news. And I was sitting there going, I don't know what to say, because I don't have, I don't know, I don't want to lose this tutoring gig, basically, is what was going on. And so I said something like, well, what do you think about this? And he's looking at the screen, and he looks at me, and he's looking at the screen, he goes, well, if gay people can marry, then it is good for, no, if gay people cannot marry, he started with gay people cannot marry. So he said, if gay people cannot marry, then it is bad for them, and it is nothing for us, because he obviously assumed that I was straight. He goes, and it is nothing for us. And if gay people can marry, it is good for them, and it is nothing for us. So gay people should marry. I was like, what? This child just logicked this out, and it makes perfect sense. And then he looks at the map, and he goes, and in looking at the map, he's like, so in this place, gay people can marry. In this place, that gay people can marry. In this place, gay people cannot marry. In this place, gay people, this is stupid. It makes no sense. So if you are gay and you are here and you marry, and you move here and you are not married, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, this child is genius. It was so genius. Yep, he arrived at live and let live from first principles. Like, I did nothing there. I did literally nothing. It was so amazing. If gay people can marry, it is good for them, and it is nothing for us. So they should marry. It's like, okay. 11-year-old child. 11-year-old child was so smart. So, yay. Anyway, on that happy note, I think I should probably lower the age of requirement, perhaps. This term limits, not term limits, age limits. Like, literally at a certain age, you have to retest to be able to drive a car. Should have to retest to be able to run a country. Anyway, I want to end on a happy note of children and their wisdom. So I think I will end the stream here. But thank you all for joining. And I will see you around.